Association and the Ad Council.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Tampa Bay, it is the Tampa Bay Bucks, the Lightning, and then Naked Island. That's how they roll.
Where's that at?
It's called Passage Key.
Why is
Naked They Island? Just go there. It's international water.
Hold up.
It was a sandbar created by the hurricane.
Frank!
Hey, honey! Hey!
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking! We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And everyone goes there and they're
naked.
When you say everyone.
That's number 3 behind the Buccaneers and the damn hockey team?
400 to 500 boats.
Jeez.
No, I don't.
How'd you stack up?
There's some people there that shouldn't get naked.
Who's streaking?
There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing it.
Now.
Hey, ladies.
Hey, Frank.
Hey.
Looks like it's a little cold out there, huh?
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth.
Certainly appreciate that David Bakhtiari has stepped into the role of I will fill your microphones with things. I will take on that responsibility. David Bakhtiari on the Rich Eisen show yesterday saying nice things. He must have known that it was National Say Nice Things Day. Yesterday was National Say Nice Things Day. About Jordan Love. Let's hear from David Bakhtiari right away. Let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time hearing from David Bakhtiari.
I think the biggest thing is the control. The control in demeanor in the huddle from being back here from the beginning of the organized team activities. His ability to go in and out of the different checks, not stumbling over the words of all the vernacular of our play calls, and to really manipulate and go at a more of a advanced level of playing the game at quarterback. Because I think there's a rudimentary level where it's like, I get the play, I have only one check, and that is what I do. And there's also the game within the game that we talk about and preach, and the longer you play, you kind of can pick that up. Seeing him, really having the full reins of the team and having that control, that's been the one big thing I've seen. And the other thing is just finally, when you are, not that he never was himself, but he was the backup for Aaron. So you kind of know your role and own your role. Now that he is, the starting quarterback, seeing him kind of showing everyone himself and being cool and confident in himself is the other awesome thing that I've seen, and I can't wait. But at the end, we're also talking, this is, the first day of June.
Yes.
So there's only so much you can see. I've seen guys look like they're going to be all worlds in OTAs, and then they absolutely stink it up once the pads come on, and when football really matters.
Bit of a David Bakhtiari giveth and David Bakhtiari taketh away. He says all these nice things, then he goes, however, might not be the best indicator of future success.
Maybe he's all Oneida.
That's basically what he said.
It would really be bad if your quarterback was all Oneida.
He is in suck-up mode. Ooh, ba-doo-ba.
For Jordan? He's sucking up to Jordan?
Someone pulled him in. See, I thought it might have been Stenovich. It might have been someone above him now and said, knock it off. You need to be the leader here. Stop saying that stuff. And now he's...
Yeah, but he kind of hedges still at the end.
He does, but he can't help it. No, he's in suck-up mode. I love it.
I don't know. I don't know if he's sucking suck-up mode.
I've been in suck-up mode. I know what suck-up mode is. Yes.
The last time you were in suck-up mode?
I told the media about my neck, and Holmgren went crazy. So I had to go in suck-up mode.
I thought there was a different suck-up mode, but
Oh, at home? That's every day. Yes.
You're very good looking. I'm unattractive. I do like this concept of Jordan Love being this mechanism that can bring the team together. But I also love that he recognizes the change in the dynamic. This is true for any place where there is a transition of the person in the leadership role, right? Jordan Love has been there for 3 years, and he has probably been his most authentic self as the backup, right? We all know our roles, and he probably stepped into that role and held it very well. But when you become the guy, the starter, the heir apparent, it shifts a little bit. Like, you don't change at a DNA level, but you change the way you carry yourself a little bit. You certainly change how you're interacting with people. And I like that Bakhtiari is recognizing that as Aaron Rodgers has departed and left this hole to fill, Jordan has sort of filled it. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Where you don't get bigger, but you just take up more space.
The puppy was getting bigger.
But the puppy was a dog.
Why don't we hear from him?
We heard from Jordan last week.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, but if this was Aaron, you'd hear from him every day.
We didn't hear from him this week, right? There was something about that where we just didn't hear from him this week. Do you understand what I'm saying about the changing of the role, the shifting of the dynamic? So all of the pieces may have been there for him to be, whomever he was, who's going to be. But you kind of keep him a little hidden because it's not your job. It's not your role, right? That's not the requirement. But once it is the requirement, then you're like, okay, I can kind of unroll these aspects of my personality that this job requires.
There's more freedom. There's more responsibility, but there's kind of more freedom to step up and be yourself. I'm sure you went through that, Chew. As you worked up, you had Eddie West, and you had Jackie Harris, you had guys who
you come out of your shell.
Yeah, you had guys who were in front of you, and as you just kind of figured out your way, you figured out how you, the individual, fit into everything, and just became more confident. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like he's just kind of getting his confidence underneath him.
I don't think he likes dealing with the media.
Jordan?
That's why we're seeing so much Bakhtiari. I don't think he's comfortable with it, and that's why I think, because Bakhtiari's been everywhere taking the lead.
Or, if you're the Packers, do you really want Jordan Love talking to the media that much?
What do we know about him?
But I'm just saying, yeah, do your weekly whatever that you have to once the season starts. But do you think they really want Jordan doing weekly, doing a hit on Rich Eisen, going on the Pat McAfee show? They probably don't want those things for him. They just want him to,
I go back.
Work your way into this before you start doing all those media hits where David Bakhtiari, somebody who's a veteran.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, go do whatever you got to do.
But I go back to 92 when they traded for Brett and Mikowski was the starter. People were still more interested in Brett than they were Mikowski.
Well, yeah, because he gave up a first round. He was the quarterback of the future. He was clearly Ron Wolf's guy. This was a guy.
Jordan, though, but I just don't think Jordan likes dealing with the media. I don't think that's his deal, which is fine. A lot of guys don't.
And also, Mikowski wasn't, a Super Bowl champion and 4-time MVP and polarizing as Aaron is.
No, but they had that one good year in 90?
89.
When they went 10-6?
89, yes, 1989.
Put him to the forefront?
Yes.
I don't want to undermine your position, Chew, but what is the percentage of football players that do like dealing with the media?
The percentage of people that do, that's small.
So that's why I don't know
20%?
if we can sit there and say Jordan Love doesn't like dealing with the media, therefore he's not going to. I'm more in Gabe's camp on this, that right now the Packers, and again, no one's saying that this has been a decree that they have put out there for the QB, but I'm more with Gabe of right now, let's focus on football, focus on progressions, focus on install, focus on all of these other things, chemistry and timing and whatnot, and we'll get to the media thing. People are going to be clamoring to hear from Jordan Love whenever that time is. Right now is not that time. Yesterday, Christian Watson also talked to the media. Maybe he likes talking to the media, so he did it. But Christian Watson, and Joshy, do we have the Christian Watson sound? Otherwise, I'll summarize it.
Summarize for me.
Christian Watson said that they are not rebuilding. So Christian Watson comes
He's in his
out.
second year in the league. What does he know about a rebuild?
What do you mean, what does he know about a rebuild?
He doesn't know what rebuilding and he doesn't know what any of that is.
Yeah, they don't know anything. They're dumb.
See?
You don't really
Beautiful.
get smart
When
until your
you
third or
are
fourth
young,
year.
they assume you know nothing. I believe Taylor Swift sings that. So I guess you guys subscribe to that belief, huh? So you have the Christian Watson sound. All right, let's hear from Christian Watson asked about the R word at camp this week.
It's easy to say that, they lost, Aaron, it's going to be, a down year or whatever. I feel like that's just the easy route to take. But, I mean, that's none of our mentality in here. We're never trying to, think of it as, a rebuild or whatever people want to, say it is. Our goal each and every year is to, win the North and make the playoffs and win a Super Bowl. So regardless of, who's leaving and who's coming in, that's our number one goal. And I think that we're attacking every single day with that mentality as well.
This seems to be a pretty universal thing coming out of a lot of guys. And again, if Bakhtiari isn't so adamantly on the other side of it, saying it is a rebuild, double down on rebuild, I don't know if it's a thing. But since you have these opposing viewpoints, Gabe, there's a part of me that's like, why haven't we nipped this in the bud? Why haven't we nipped the debate about the rebuild in the bud in the locker room?
I mean, because guys are lying to themselves.
I think it's coming from up top. They have
But
no-
where
they're-
up top? Because LaFleur's the one saying, hey, let's pump the brakes on expectations.
Yeah.
He's not using the rebuild word, but he's saying, let's pump the brakes on expectations.
Well, someone got it had to be LaFleur that got to Bakhtiari because he's pivoted. Obviously, this is a trigger word for him. I mean, these young guys are young, dumb, and full of shaving cream. Feel nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always feel clean.
What is that?
You never heard of that before?
No.
I have.
Have you?
Yes, but then I'm afraid it makes
See,
me
me and
old.
Jen, no.
Well, I mean, we've already established.
Because we're veterans.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You guys are youngsters. These young guys, they have no idea. They're just robots. LaFleur says this, hey, I don't want to hear rebuild. Okay. Not going to say rebuild.
But that doesn't
Even though
apply
they know
to
it's a
David
rebuild.
Bakhtiari, 31-ish, 31-year-old David Bakhtiari. That doesn't apply to him. Because I do think that Gabe makes an interesting point about David Bakhtiari's truth serum. On one hand, it does benefit us. It does benefit the fans. Why, Gabe?
Well, because when he says something good about Jordan Love, like I don't think he's just blowing smoke up my keister, right? Like
Shaving cream.
Feels nice and clean.
Because I know this is a dude that wants to step up and tell the truth. Whereas when Aaron Jones says it or Christian Watson says it, well, they're just towing the company line.
Yes, that's what they're doing.
You know, they're towing the company line. Ooh, Jordan Love looks really good. Ooh, Jordan. So when David Bakhtiari goes, hey, these are the things, and the thing I like about Dave in the clip that he had from the Rich Eisen show yesterday is he's really specific. You know, everything else has just been kind of generic of, oh, yeah, he's looked really good. He's looked really good. Well, here are the specific reasons why I think Jordan has felt comfortable or looked better or just had a command of the huddle during OTAs. Like, he's really specific in the examples that he gives, which to me makes the praise that he put on Jordan Love more credible than... I mean, you can take the Aaron Jones and the Christian Watson and the Romeo Dobbs and the other guys who have stepped up and said really nice things about Jordan Love. I'm not saying those are bad things. I'm just saying that David Bakhtiari, and especially with the specific examples, and we know he's a dude that wants to speak the truth, I hold that opinion in higher regard.
But Holmgren controlled our narrative a lot when it came to the media. Team meeting early, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear that. Don't be doing this. Yeah, they controlled it.
Did you ever mess up?
Well, injuries.
The neck?
What's the big deal?
Competitive advantage.
That's so stupid.
Oh, you told people that you had an injury that
Yeah.
your coaches didn't want people to know about? Cool.
Yeah.
Let's hear again from David Bakhtiari, because I think Gabe makes another good point about detailing some of the things, as opposed to a generic, he's looked better or he's progressing. He went through some very specific things he has seen from Jordan Love that I think should make fans excited about the way the direction this guy is going.
David. I think the biggest thing is the control. The control in demeanor in the huddle from being back here from the beginning of the organized team activities. His ability to go in and out of the different checks, not stumbling over the words of all the vernacular of our play calls, and to really manipulate and go at a more of a advanced level of playing the game at quarterback. Because I think there's a rudimentary level where it's like, I get the play, I have only one check, and that is what I do.
Yeah. Where Aaron was, I got to be smarter than LaFleur, so I'm not going to check to what he wants. I'm going to check to what I want. That's the refreshing thing that'll.
But again, it's just
gone.
it doesn't matter to me what the examples are. It's just more specific than the overall. We believe in Jordan.
Yeah, I know, but
you know what I'm saying.
I get it, because what's he going to say? The dude's not very good. I just have to sit here and say that he is.
But he's saying that because he has been truthful about other things that people bristle at, which is, to talking about the rebuilding, Gabe is more likely to take what he says here.
Like that's to me,
what's the word? Not honestly, but you're taking it seriously. You're taking it more seriously now because he's been honest at other things when he didn't have to be.
He's not going to just stand up there and toe the company line.
Like
and he even
LaFleur,
hedges
what you were
at
talking
the
about.
end. He hedges at the end. He doesn't give a rip what anybody thinks.
But it's like what you're talking about with LaFleur after they drafted him and he gave the fist pump. What's he supposed to do? Throw his arms up and go, "What a dumb pick." He's got to do. You have to do certain things. You have to sell it.
But I mean,
from what the organization wants.
But you don't have to go into specifics.
You don't have to go into specifics. I don't think he can help it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he can help it. He is a habitual truth teller.
Yeah.
Dude just is addicted to telling his truth. And this is a part of it, which is a good thing for if you're tracking the progress of Jordan Love, this is a good thing. He is passing step 1. Step 2 is now being the starter with the pads on during training camp, joint practices, and then if he passes that, then you feel good heading into the regular season. These are all like just different.
Because he has
correct
no
me if
idea.
I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He has no idea.
This is like the 101. Then you get 201. Then you actually get to play as the starter in the regular season. That's like 301.
What the hell are you talking about?
Okay.
What's column 1?
He tried to use like the most remedial example.
That's what I looked at. I'm like 101.
Stages / levels of college courses. I think it's like 001. 001?
Yeah, I started
then
at 101. I mean, I figured.
Is your bad.
Is that like
right
a core
to junior level courses.
Too hard.
How much did you do school?
Did you just skip every class?
Core as in like abs? Is that what you're saying?
What was your major?
I don't know.
He's about to plank on us. I'll show you a core class.
I did take one. Well, I'm not going to go there. I can't get into trouble anymore, can I?
No. Statute of limitations, it's long gone.
Went to one class. I went twice and got an A. You know what the name of it was? I remember it to this day. Wonder if they still offer it. Gauss Faust.
What is that?
I don't know. I got an A.
In Gauss Faust.
Gauss Faust.
You went to 2 classes.
You did it twice?
Well, I went for the midterm. Is that what they're called?
You would have thought at the
In
first
final.
class you would have learned what Gauss meant, and at the second class you would have learned what Faust meant at the very least.
What is Gauss Faust?
I don't know. This is the first I am hearing of this.
We'll have
You're
to
the
look it
one
up.
who went to the class twice.
No idea. Got an A.
Still got an A. It's the important part.
Looks like it's a poem. It's a poem, a play. It's a play. Faust. It's a tragic play in 2 parts by Johann Wolfgang von Gaust. I think. I don't know.
Okay.
We got Jason Wilde coming up next. One thing I want to ask him about is now that June 1st has passed, guys, is there any chance the Packers trade David Bakhtiari? We know that there is incentive to do so after June 1st. Is there any chance that they would trade him and then have to shuffle that offensive line? We'll ask Jason Wilde that right after this. Gabe?
Change the way you do business and take more control of the payment process with Fifth Third Bank's Treasury Management Solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line. All customized for you and your business. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
Starting off with some problems. Westbound on 94, got the 2 left lanes blocked right underneath the Highway 18 overpass, Highway JJ overpass there, near the Gerke's Corners area, all because of a nasty accident there. Only the right lane is open, and it is a slow crawl. If you can, I'd exit the freeway as soon as you can. Moreland Road, for example. Head north to Highway 18, get back onto the freeway that way. Otherwise, northbound 41, a little bit heavy out of the Zoo Interchange up past Watertown Plank Road. Southbound 43 is looking okay in Milwaukee County. The northbound side's definitely slowing down past Mequon Road, heading up past Lakefield Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly cloudy, isolated inland pop-up thunder shower. A high of 82 at the lakefront, 90 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 62. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year. Which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
What's up? It's a Target Trend Alert. New swim has just arrived and it's sunny weather approved.
If you're into bikinis or one pieces, high waists or cutouts, they're the perfect combo of trendy, flattering, and affordable.
That's right. And there are so many cool styles with gorgeous details. These suits have macrame, crochet, wood beads, pretty shells, and more. Totally a luxe for less vibe.
Yeah, so dive in and shop this Target trend without the spend.
Kessler's is famous
nationwide for diamond engagement rings.
But what most people don't know
is that Kessler's is equally amazing at wedding bands.
Engagement rings come in thousands of styles.
But not all engagement rings come with a matching wedding band.
No problem.
No problem.
No problem.
You heard the part about equally amazing wedding bands, right?
That's real. We are amazing at wedding bands.
We have a wedding band that is going to look fantastic.
Fantabulous.
Incomprehensibly good.
With your engagement ring.
It's going to look really good.
Ricky.
I prefer Rick.
You need to work with us.
Yeah, Ricky. Work with us.
Seriously, you're going to be extremely happy with what you find at Kessler's. Our sales associates are good at helping you find the perfect wedding band.
Much better, Ricky.
I prefer Rick.
Yeah, Ricky. Much better. Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text HUNK to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text HUNK to 321321. That's HUNK to 321321.
Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
You know, I am a play the high side of caution, as Mike McCarthy used to say, guy, but the guy's got to play. He needs to work in game. So it's an interesting dilemma that they're going to face come this summer.
Okay, most of the time.
Almonds specifically or all nuts?
Well, these nuts, those nuts, whatever nuts work.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Boucher Automotive. With 16 different new car brands and over 35 pre-owned brands to choose from. Boucher Automotive. We are driven by you. And by the Bridgewater Modern Grill. Nestled in the heart of Milwaukee's emerging Harbor District. Enjoy a specialty crafted menu centered around a custom oak-fed grill.
We love checking in with our pal, Jason Wilde. Good morning, Jason. How you doing on this Friday?
Yeah, I'm not great.
Not great. No, what's going on?
Well, I want to make sure that I use the right term here, Gabe. Slides, not flip-flops, right?
Slides, yes, sir.
Woke up and someone had peed in one of my slides. Now, I don't want to cast any aspersions or unfairly accuse anyone. I don't think it was Madison or Sydney.
Fair.
I don't think it was Stella or Sadie, the dogs. I think it was a cat. And unfortunately, we have too many cats for me to accurately accuse anyone. So it's a mystery that will remain unsolved. It'll be on Unsolved Mysteries. But not the start to the day that I was looking for. I left them in the hallway, and, it's my fault because it made them available for that. But, yeah, pee in your slide, not the way you want to start the day.
You're throwing those out, right?
No, wash them off.
Right? I'm not throwing them out.
No.
It's one of my favorite pairs.
Why do cats?
Do
cats leave their mark like dogs?
I think they do. I don't know what prompts this. This is not, quite frankly, it's not the first time it's happened. But they're the kind of rubbery type that rinse off easily, and then I'll disinfect them, etc. So I don't need to throw them out, Gabe, even though I know you would. But yeah, I don't know why this sort of thing happens. I don't know what I did to, dare I say, piss them off that they would have done that. But
you won't get athlete's foot.
I don't know if that's true for
great
cat urine.
disinfectant.
I don't know. I thought that's what contributed to athlete's foot.
No, that's how you cure it.
No, that is a wives' tale.
That is not. Well, then Pepper T. Burris has been wrong for all these years.
Are you trying to tell me Pepper's been having people whiz on their feet when they get athlete's foot?
When I first got there, they had the Ray Nitschke, Jerry Kramer pump that you stood on, Jason. Do you remember those? And they would spray.
I'm not familiar with this.
They would spray. I don't know what they would spray all over your feet, and then they got away with it.
I'm guessing it wasn't whiz.
No, it was. But it was an aerosol can. Can't have aerosol anymore.
Aerosol urine, which I did not know that
and then I
was
swear
available.
They said, go pee on them.
The University of South California did a study and said, no, it probably does not work.
Wasn't there a baseball player?
Moises Alou, he peed on his hands to harden them so he didn't have to wear batting gloves.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Don't act like you never peed on your hand.
Yeah, but not on purpose.
Not on purpose. I'm not sitting there like rinsing them like I'm washing them. Like, got to get that urine nice and deep in there.
Yeah, it was more like a country concert when I had to stand between the two doors of the car as the line to the porta potty was long. I think that's what it was. Jason, it is June 2nd, and we are talking about David Bakhtiari. He was on the Rich Eisen show yesterday saying nice things. It was National Say Nice Things Day about Jordan Love. I'm not saying that's why he was saying the nice things. I'm just saying it is a pretty coincidence. June 2nd obviously opens up a conversation about potentially trading David Bakhtiari. Is that still a thing the Packers could do? Should they? Would they?
Yeah, I definitely don't think that they're looking to do that. And, it was interesting in talking with him at his locker. I actually, and I think I'm not the only one, who went into that thinking with his criticism of the social media team's schedule release video and everything else, is this guy trying to get himself fired? I think Gabe and we talked about this at the time too. The George Costanza driving around the parking lot with the World Series trophy attached to his bumper. I think there's definitely frustration there of being the last man standing from the old guard, literally the only last man standing, right? I mean, the other two guys that are older on this team were guys that arrived much later than David Bakhtiari did. And so he's kind of like all of his friends moved away and he's still living in the same neighborhood. So I definitely think there's a frustration there. I think, when you look at this team, and I'll say this, I respect the hell out of him because the easiest thing to do, and Lord knows I've heard enough players do this, is to have said something where they spoke their mind and spoke honestly, and they got pushback for it. And so they caved and walked it back, and oftentimes in an unconvincing, they're making me do this kind of manner. And he didn't do it. He didn't. He stood by the word rebuild, which he's got other teammates in his locker room claiming that that's not what they're doing. And look, this is not a team. He used the Seattle Seahawks. We talked about this yesterday. He used the Seattle Seahawks as the example, but I don't think anybody thought the Seahawks were winning the Super Bowl last year. And David talked about it. Like he arrived in 13. Like he missed the Super Bowl window. He was on this team in 14, in 16, in 19, and in 20. Obviously, he had the injury right before the stretch run of the 20 season, but he was on the precipice of getting to Super Bowls, and he never got there. And if you're him and you're looking at where this roster is, do you think you're going to win a Super Bowl before you're done here? No. So, maybe he could have done it in a more constructive manner, but I think, you get on a Barstool podcast and you start to riff a little bit. But I applaud him for standing on what he said because I frankly agree with him. But I think now we have a better understanding of where he was coming from. I do think he got a talking to from the higher-ups. He wouldn't answer that question, which is a tacit admission that he got a talking to. But I don't think he's going to be a malcontent necessarily. I do think that he's going to give a I don't give a you-know-what kind of attitude in terms of speaking his mind this year. And I think there's probably going to be another instance or two, especially if there are some struggles, where he's going to say things that are unvarnished truth, and it's going to piss some people off. So I think the reason that they brought him back is because they think he's the one guy that when it comes to a position of importance was important enough to move the money around, to give Jordan Love protection. Because if you look at Matt Schneidman's article, and in my opinion, the excuse-making that Goody made by saying we didn't have a good game plan for him in Kansas City, the question in Kansas City was that they didn't protect Jordan Love well enough. Well, one way you can help his chances is by making sure that your 5-time All-Pro is lined up at left tackle.
Jason, I saw Leslie Frazier was in the building last week. What was that all about?
Probably bringing him in so he can be next year's defensive coordinator.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, so he was doing this. They had this symposium for coaches of color, and Greg Williams, who is not the crazy guy that had the bounties, but the Packers' defensive passing game coordinator, was an incredible story. Like he played in the indoor football league for a while after his NFL career was over, and he didn't know what he wanted to do with himself, and he decided to get into coaching because the local YMCA was looking for youth coaches to coach flag football or basketball, and the flyer was on his car window. So he was the Packers representative at it, and apparently Leslie Frazier was at this too. And so Leslie Frazier has been to a couple of other teams, or I think the Commanders are another one. He's taking the year off, which I think was because Buffalo didn't want him back as their defensive coordinator, frankly. But there's a guy with a ton of experience, some really good ideas. Maybe he comes on staff if he decides he still wants to coach this year in some capacity as one of those special advisors. But, they lost a really experienced veteran coach in Jerry Gray, who I think did not do a great job of hiding the fact that he didn't necessarily like some of the things that were being done by the defensive coordinator. And having been a defensive coordinator himself, he probably would have liked to have done things differently. So I think they might be in the market for kind of that other veteran voice on that side of the ball in their hopes of not being a disappointment on that side of the ball like they have been in the last couple of years.
Do you think that's ultimately going to be a good or a bad thing, that you don't have Jerry Gray pushing back there and trying to make, because there was a clear disconnect between the defensive backs and their specific coach and the defensive coordinator last year, Jason?
Yeah, I don't want to have any preconceived notions about Greg Williams. I want to make sure I'm being fair to him. But at the same time, I mean, Jerry Gray, man, they hired him, and I just happened to be going through a box of old baseball and football cards I had, and there was Jerry Gray with the gigantic shoulder pads you guys used to wear. And there's a guy who was a 4-time Pro Bowl player. They called him OG, the original gangster. because all those guys respected the hell out of him. And you could tell, as Gabe points out, that there wasn't probably the same level of respect in the room, at least in that cornerback's room, as there was for him, that there wasn't there for Joe Barry, and that's part of that disconnect. So I guess, Gabe, the answer to that question is maybe it doesn't cause a problem because now there's a little more of a uniform voice, but I would think that anytime you lose somebody of that level of experience, it's not a good thing.
Jason, we appreciate you hanging out with us. We got to move on. We got Craig Karmazin coming up next, but have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, everybody, take care. Be good.
He's Jason Wilde. Wilde and Tausch, right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, 9 to noon here on ESPN Milwaukee. We're going to get to Craig Karmazin right after this. He has some thoughts, some strong thoughts on what is going on in Green Bay. And, of course, we got to ask him about what the heck is going on with the Milwaukee Bucks. That's next.
Best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee. Of course, it's only at the Jewelry Center. It's what I did. It's where I went for the engagement ring for my wife. It's where I got our wedding bands coming up on the 1-year anniversary of that. And what's great about the Jewelry Center is you can browse their online inventory. You can go in. If you don't even have a clue, take a look at her Pinterest board. Take it in to the great team that Dean has assembled at the Jewelry Center in Brookfield, Greenfield, or in Burlington, and they will be able to help you to make sure you get the perfect ring for the perfect occasion. Learn more about their diamond jewelry selection at shoptjc.com or stop in at one of those 3 locations in Brookfield, Greenfield, or in Burlington. The best place to shop diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee, it's only at the Jewelry Center.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94, we do have an accident right in the Gerke's Corners area. All the lanes are reopened. However, the accident scene is still being taken care of off on the right shoulder. Big delays almost all the way back to Elm Grove Road. The eastbound side has its own accident. It's on the off-ramp to Highway 100, so heads up with that. It's not in the travel lanes, though, so you should be able to get past it without much of a problem. And then volume picking up on northbound 41 right around the Watertown Plank Road area. Traffic is brought to you by the club at Lac La Belle, with the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin. Schedule your tee time at club@laclabelle.com and start your journey. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy, isolated inland pop-up showers, a high of 82 at the lakefront, 90 inland. And tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 62. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Life is supposed to be fun. With Best Burger Awards in the trophy case, peanuts raining from the ceiling, and boozy custard shakes, AJ Bombers is just plain fun. Located on Water Street in downtown Milwaukee, AJ Bombers is the perfect place for pregame grub. Prefer to watch the game from a bar stool? Enjoy great views from multiple flat-screen TVs while you cheer on Milwaukee's home teams with a smash-style burger and fried cheese curds. Visit AJ Bombers on Water Street or check out ajbombers.com.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry. Ridgetop Exteriors is Wisconsin's #1 choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors. We are the trusted local experts who live and work in the areas we serve, which means we're helping friends and neighbors too. On top of that, Ridgetop Exteriors offers the most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text HUNK to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text HUNK to 321321. That's HUNK to 321321.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, has college football gotten a little sleazy? where you can recruit
a little.
No, I'm saying from the standpoint, it used to be. That was good.
On 94.5 ESPN.
I keep my side of the street clean. You wouldn't know what I mean.
Perfect song for Craig Karmazin. Karma is a god. Karma is a cat. Karma is our boss. He is Craig Karmazin. Good morning, Craig. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I feel like you guys breezed over something that is really important to go back to.
Well, that's why we have you here, so you can let us know.
Yeah.
I feel like for the last 30 years, Chewy has believed that they were spraying Ray Nitschke and Jerry Kramer's urine on his
feet. Can you confirm or deny, Chew?
That's why the G stands for greatness. Where else you getting that greatness?
Made 3
Craig?
Pro Bowls, must rub off. Huh?
I mean,
Worked
Chewy,
for me.
What? When you said, like, what did you think was in the bottle? You said they had a bottle of Jerry Kramer and
No,
and
I
Ray
said the machine was from the 60s. It had the little hydraulic pump on it, and when you went up and down, it would open the aerosol can, and it would psst. I don't know what it was, but I never got athlete's foot when I used that thing.
Yep. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Have you ever had athlete's foot?
Not bad. I think maybe a little bit here and there, like at a basketball camp or like, long week of a lot of sweating.
How'd you get rid of it?
But nothing too bad. Don't remember.
I had
Tough acting
at the pool. You can get it at the pool, like the pool deck. It just being moist and wet, and if having the fungus, you can get that on your feet. I've had it before. But
Athlete's foot?
Yeah.
And how'd you get rid of it?
Put some medication on it, some creams, some gels.
Tough acting, Tenactin.
Is he paying you?
Packer
Are you getting paid by Tenactin to keep
I didn't even know
shilling it?
Tenactin's
Is
still around.
jockage still a thing?
I mean, I don't think too many people wear jocks anymore.
But I don't think
For the
Jockich,
record, I've
went
never
away.
had jock itch. I don't know. That was the next inevitable question. If you were about to ask me that, I have never had that. Craig, we've been talking about David Bakhtiari over here. And look, I as I said the other day, I do not want to villainize him. I do not want to make it seem like I think he's a bad dude, because I do not think that. I do think, though, he could be a little more consistent with his messaging, and I think he's breaking a social code a little bit by not
Forget
recognizing.
social code. He's got to be gone. He's got to be gone. He can't be on this team.
Why?
Get him off this team immediately. Right? I mean, so I was listening to your show, and if I were a Packers fan, and I am rooting for the Bears to win the division this year, so I'll put my cards on the table. But I mean, you have a guy who is theoretically your leader, right? Your veteran guy who's been there the longest, saying, "I'm going to show up for as many things as I have to get paid, and then I'm not going to come to any of them." That's like one of our leaders in the company saying, "I'm going to use all my sick days, even if I'm not sick." Like that. And so what? So that the younger players can hope that one day they could be a star so that they don't have to show up? I mean, how do you build a culture that way? How do you try to instill what you want in your younger players if your veteran leaders are saying, no, not only do I not want to over-deliver, I'm going to do the minimum that I have to and spend the least possible time around the rest of the team to help them. I mean, that is insane to me.
Wait. So you're not allowed. Wait. You're not allowed to use vacation. Like I don't think it's him using the sick days. I think it's him using his vacation days.
But say it is sick days. But hold on, Craig, because he's one of the best players on the team. I had a rule when I coached kids in football. I said, if you miss practice, you're not playing in the game unless you're good.
But nobody is saying, here's what I went back to yesterday. Nobody's saying you can't do that, Craig.
That deeply about winning.
It's articulating it that I have the issue with. It's articulating it. Again, everybody says, okay, how many sick days do I have? How many vacation days do I have? Okay, I manipulate the calendar and work this way. But it's him actually saying it into the microphone so that it would be picked up by everybody and certainly would be heard by the younger players in the clubhouse, in the locker room, rather.
Yeah, and to me, that's not... It's not necessary. Right now, your biggest thing you can get this year, right, is a first-round pick from the Jets. So what you need to do is make sure Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt. So whatever you need to do to put Bakhtiari protecting Aaron Rodgers. If you get a third-round pick, it's no cap hit for the Jets. The Packers have to pay him either way. Just get him to the Jets for a second or third round 2025 pick. Have him protect Aaron Rodgers. Get the Packers a first-round pick. And get him out of here because he doesn't want to be here.
No.
Just like Aaron Rodgers didn't want to come to the OTAs, David Bakhtiari doesn't. But all of a sudden, when Aaron wants to win, he wants to go to the OTAs. And I would bet you if he was in New Jersey, he would want to go to the OTAs. So have him be somewhere where he wants to lead and not have him setting a negative culture for this team.
If he didn't vocalize it, how different would your opinion be?
I wouldn't know. I mean, I wouldn't know what his intentions were. And I wouldn't know his contract, and I wouldn't know what his incentives were. I probably would have thought, oh, you know what? He's showing up to the OTAs. Good job by him.
So you're gonna punish someone for being honest.
I'm going to punish someone for not. I mean, if my core value is over delivering, he clearly is not over delivering.
But one of the core values is also honesty, is it not?
Exactly. So it's great that he has one core value, but he doesn't have another.
But also, I think in this
we'll
instance,
find
the
people who do.
honesty led you to knowing his true colors. So again, you appreciate that he did say what his standard is, what his expectations are, how he plans on navigating this situation. But by doing that, he illuminated another part of his personality that Craig thinks is more detrimental to the locker room culture than beneficial.
But
and by the way, I appreciate Gabe.
Yeah, but hold on.
I appreciate the honesty.
If that's your point, then they should have got rid of Rodgers a while ago.
Not signed him to the new.
He said.
Not signed him to the new deal.
Go back to the Bills game when he said that offensive game plan was stupid. I mean, Craig, there is a balance between how talented a guy is in his mouth.
I have no problem with the honesty. I have no problem with the honesty. What I had, the only problem I had with Aaron Rodgers, I didn't have a problem with anything. I mean, even the COVID stuff, I could handle all of it. The only thing I didn't like that Aaron did was not show up to camps and to not work with the younger players. And
would
that's
you have gotten rid of
exactly
him?
now what and that's exactly what Bakhtiari's. I would have absolutely talked to him and understood why he wasn't doing that. And if he wasn't committed to the organization, then I would have figured out the right exit. And by the way, to Gabe's point, the fact that Bakhtiari's honest, I appreciate, and that's why I'm not trying to ship him out to a negative place. I'm trying to send him where he'll be happy and where he can help the Packers.
Yeah, but
right?
what if he's
going
right?
to be with Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be with his former teammates. And he's going to help the Packers get a better draft pick. It's a win-win for everybody.
It's not a win for the Packers because
if they get a first-round pick, you don't want a first-round pick.
They wouldn't get a first-round pick.
Well, no, he's talking. So
he'll
again,
be protecting
he'll
Rodgers'
be protecting
blind
Rodgers, which would help Rodgers get to the 65%. Therefore, 65% of snaps play. Therefore, that turns into a first-round pick.
Was it Bill Huber that did the cap breakdown and said, after they restructured his deal, even though it's June 1,
no, you can do
they're
it
going
now.
to take a massive hit?
Well, they would take a hit, but the hit that they would
spread
take
it over 2 years.
The hit they would take this year, Chew, would not be bigger. They would actually save $2 million, I believe, this year on the cap number that he currently has.
Yeah. So basically, the Jets would only have to pay him $2.3 million, and the Packers would only save $2.3 million, and the Packers would have to pay $13 million to not have him. Which who cares about this year, right? This year is figuring out if Jordan Love can play.
Yeah, you would eat 19 this year, 19 next year.
So Craig is in the camp of get rid of David Bakhtiari. I want to pivot to the Bucs here, Craig, because we have been wondering, scratching our heads, trying to figure out why in the world the Bucs have not announced this hire. Why haven't we heard, or why haven't they put out a release saying that Adrian Griffin is their guy? And I will tell you this came to a head for me yesterday as I'm watching Nick Nurse over there fumble his way through answering questions about James Harden, because I guess I thought maybe they had to wait until the NBA Finals came to a conclusion before they could introduce any of these guys. So what's the holdup here with the Bucs?
I'm obviously not involved at all in any way, but no one has reported that he had a signed contract, right? The only reports were that the Bucs were the Bucs had decided on a coach and that they were, negotiating a contract with him. So, never do you see a press release or a press conference before you have a contract. So, I mean, this is the normal course of business, right?
Yeah, but
this is how things normally work.
Is the Monty Williams throwing a little monkey wrench in this thing? I mean, he got a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely. And Monty Williams was one of the more winning head coaches with a lot of experience who's been to NBA Finals. I don't know that his resume compares. So again, I have no knowledge of the situation other than reading the same things you've read, but just nothing I've read had said at any point that the Bucs had signed, a contract with a head coach.
So could it blow up?
I doubt it.
What I'm saying is, at no point have I read anything that the Bucs have signed. I have no insight into the situation at all. And so, until you see a signed contract, you don't know that there's a signed contract until a press conference is announced. It's just reporters reporting that the Bucs have decided on a coach, right? I don't think anyone has reported that they've signed a coach.
So since you've read the same things we did and you don't have any inside information, but do you feel the way I do that Chris Middleton's going to be a part of the future of this organization based on the reporting? I don't know if it was from Eric Name or if it was from Shams over at The Athletic, because it was a joint piece that they initially put out after they reported that Griffin was going to be the guy, that Chris Middleton was invited to a dinner with Horst and Giannis about, okay, who's it going to be? Kind of a last step. And based on Chris being a part of those conversations, I feel pretty good about Chris being involved in the organization going forward, even though he only has a player option right now.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about this, and I was with Jen on this, that I think that, Chris has a player option. So, whether he's going to be with the team or not moving forward is much more, at this point, his decision. So I think the whole organization, I would assume, would be operating under the auspices that he's been a champion player for the organization. He's been a model citizen in this community. He's been, so impactful in so many ways behind the scenes. There's so many organizations that people reach out to me from. They're like, do you know Chris Middleton was here, just like giving his time? And like, Chris has been just incredible for the organization and the community, so that as long as he's here, he's going to have a big voice, and he's going to be respected the way he deserves to be respected. But I don't know that we could read anything into anything that's going to happen in next year's NBA year, which starts in July. I think this is still last year's NBA year, and Chris Middleton's an all-star important part of this organization, and, he has an option coming up.
Craig, before we let you go, Chewy's daughter is going to the Taylor Swift show tonight in Chicago. Can you give him and our loyal listeners your official review of the Taylor Swift show that we went to in New Jersey last weekend?
I mean, it was incredible. I mean, it's 44 songs. I mean, think about that. 44 songs, and we're not talking about 44 songs that someone else wrote. So you're first talking about 44 songs that someone has written. So the talent to do that, then the singing, the dancing, the costume changes, the speaking off the cuff, the control, I think the humility to give praise to everybody else besides herself. I mean, she is, I will say this, if I look at the NFC North, as good as Justin Fields is, I think the best, most commanding leadership performance that will happen at Soldier Field will happen this weekend, and she will exceed any quarterback we see in terms of her dominance at Soldier Field this weekend.
Greg, we appreciate you hanging out with us. Can we somehow get this Karma song woven into the Craig Karmazin Open on our show going forward?
Up to executive producer Ashton Rock.
I don't really like this song.
This one?
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's not one of her best.
Well, but okay, look, like this song,
one of her 44 best, because she does play it at the show.
One of the top 44 for sure. Like this song, it just kind of flows. Where like when we get Friday, like Friday's a banger. Like Friday gets the energy going. I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah, I agree. I could almost see Karma at the beginning of the Open, but then still going into it's Friday, because it really does. Friday is a vibe.
What if we use it as your out song? We add an out song like we are right now, where we just play it as we send you off into the weekend.
So then you're subtly telling me to get off and hang up. Okay,
I would
sorry.
like,
Bye,
Craig, hold on. I would like, we are never, never, never getting back together. Did I nail it?
Nailed it.
Yeah, I think there's a few more nevers than ever.
You remember when Chewy said he'd show up when he started doing the Daily Show, that he'd show up every once in a while on a Sunday for you, Craig?
Yes.
Still hasn't happened.
We are never, ever, ever ever. Getting back together.
Thanks,
Have a great
Craig.
weekend, everybody.
Later.
Appreciate you. All right, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on right after this.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, sponsored by Ridgetop Exteriors on 94.5 ESPN.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I think my battery's dead.
With free battery testing and charging, AutoZone is here to help.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
What if I need a new one?
We have the right batteries right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone,
And what if I don't know how to connect it?
No problem. We have a how-to for you at AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
It's 40 Love here in the third set. And there's the bell. She's coming off the bench hot, looking for a quick knockdown. But wait, she's driving to the hoop. Oh, down goes the champ. Now that's another double fault. She'll be shooting too. The serve is up. And here comes the left hook. She's bundled her home and auto insurance with Progressive. Swish, ace, savings, TKO.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate, when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at Discount Liquor.
It's the world's largest music festival, and you'll be there compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. There is no other party like Summerfest. Stop in and receive a free Summerfest ticket when you purchase 2 12-packs of 16-ounce Miller Lite or Coors Light cans, or 1 12-pack any Vizzy Hard Seltzer or Arnold Palmer spiked half and half. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
See us for your free Summerfest ticket and check out our specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning. The cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Baseball season is here. Your hometown pizza, Palermo's Pizza, has teamed up with the Milwaukee Milkmen to offer lucky fans a one-of-a-kind baseball experience. Palermo's at the Plate. Win tickets to a Milwaukee Milkmen game, a game-time on-field experience, free Palermo's Pizza, and more. Visit MilwaukeeMilkmen.com/Palermo's to enter for your chance to win. Enter today to join Palermo's at the Plate with your Milwaukee Milkmen at MilwaukeeMilkmen.com/Palermo's.
Golf season is here, so make plans to play at Erin Hills. Erin Hills is the 9th-ranked public golf course in the nation. This beautiful course hosted the U.S. Open and the U.S. Amateur. Erin Hills is open all summer long. Book your reservations now for your golfing and lodging needs. If you want to plan ahead, Erin Hills is also accepting pre-booking for the 2024 golf season. You can search availability and begin your trip at erinhills.com. That's ERIN Hills.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
How much will Angie let you grow a beard?
I would say for 3 months I have to keep a beard if I lose.
Okay, and Angie would allow you to have a beard for 3 months.
She doesn't run my life. Drop that.
Yeah.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Just let me cry a little
Have you guys tried Celsius Energy Drink yet? If you haven't, what are you waiting for? You're going to need that energy to get through this summer. You got a lot of things on your to-do list. Lots of parties to go to, time at the pool, outdoors and whatnot. Celsius Energy Drink is the essential energy drink that I choose to help me stay on top of it all. Graduation parties and all that stuff. You can find Celsius at your local Pick and Save store or online at Amazon.com. Celsius Energy Drink. Live fit. JJ Watt seems to want a podcast. I think. He said he wants a podcast. Maybe he wants a podcast. He's been taking suggestions about what he would podcast about if, in fact, he had a podcast. I think JJ Watt gave us a little taste of that, and we are going to dive into that right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Earlier accidents in Waukesha County have been cleared out of the way, and so have the delays for the most part. East and westbound 94 closer into town, right through the stadium interchange. Going to be your usual delays right now. Northbound 4394, seeing delays coming up from National Avenue over the high-rise bridge, all the way up past North Avenue, and then back on the brakes from Keefe up to Hampton Avenue. Northbound on 41, slowing down out of the Zoo interchange all the way up to about Swan Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly cloudy, isolated inland pop-up thunder shower with a high of 82 at the lakefront, 90 inland. Then tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 62. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Back by popular demand, head to the HD Museum campus Thursday, June 1st through Sunday, June 4th for the HD Factory Outlet Summer Sale on discontinued Harley-Davidson motor clothes, merchandise, and select officially licensed products. Don't miss this chance to shop over 4,000 items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, outerwear, hats, gloves, leather jackets, and so much more. While supplies last, the HD Factory Outlet at the Harley-Davidson Museum is your destination for discontinued HD merchandise.
Are you looking for the perfect restaurant for your next night out? Then make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, your next dinner destination. Specializing in artisanal American cuisine, Aria features carefully prepared seasonal entrees along with a robust selection of craft cocktails, wine, and local beer. Join them on Sundays for the restaurant's famous trademark chicken, served family style with sides like mashed potatoes, goat cheese biscuits, and more. Make your plans today to dine at Aria. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com. That's aria@stkate.com.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Hey, it's Greg Scalzo and Ben Bros.
Catch us Monday through Friday, 4 to 6.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Tampa Bay, it is the Tampa Bay Bucks,
the
Lightning, and then Naked Island. That's how they roll.
Where's that at?
It's called Passage Key.
Why is
Naked
They
Island?
just go there. It's international water.
Hold up.
It was a sandbar created by the hurricane.
Frank!
Hey, honey! Hey!
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking! We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium!
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And everyone goes there and they're
naked.
When you say everyone,
that's number 3
I was
behind the Buccaneers in the damn hockey team?
400 to 500 boats. No, I don't.
How'd you stack up?
There's some people there that shouldn't get naked.
Who's streaking?
There's more coming!
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing it!
Now!
Hey, ladies.
Hey, Frank. Looks like it's a little cold out there, huh?
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight.
It would appear as though Matt LaFleur and JJ Watt are on the same page when it comes to tempering expectations. Just pump the brakes. J.J. Watt taking to social media yesterday. Again, this guy really wants a podcast. It's very obvious. He wants a platform to be able to say these things.
He's J.J. Watt.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard.
You buy a microphone, start recording.
I think his hesitancy, based on his first foray into this conversation, was he thinks that there are too many podcasts out there. Everyone already has a podcast. What would make his podcast different?
Because he's J.J. Watt?
He's waiting until somebody else does all the
legwork? Yeah. The
Why pay
legwork.
for your own mic when someone will pay you to have a mic?
Great call.
There are a lot of podcasts out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Put it on the poll.
No, but my kids listen to them, and Ange listens to them, and then I listen to them. I'm like, this is stupid. I already know all this stuff.
First of all, there's not a chance. Second of all,
what stuff? Hold on.
You know?
When you say stuff, what stuff are you talking about?
Like, if it rains, the grass is going to grow more.
I highly doubt that your wife is listening to a podcast that says that.
But don't you listen to podcasts like, I know all this stuff already?
No.
Literally, no. That's why I
That's
listen.
why I listen to the podcast.
Also, to Gabe's point about not a chance in hell, there's no chance anyone who listens to our podcast knows all of the insanity that's coming out of your brain.
Yeah.
That's why they listen. Let me get back to J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt yesterday had a bit of a rant on his social media accounts about rookies at OTAs. Take a listen to J.J. Watt.
Let guys develop. Let guys grow. I understand this is a business. We're paid millions of dollars, and you expect greatness right out of the gate out of every single guy, and you're going to say, suck it up and deal with it. But let's let guys develop. Let's let guys get some practices under their belt. Let's let guys get into the league, and let's let them grow as a player. Let's let them get some NFL coaching. We don't need to be all over guys on their first week of practice in the National Football League.
Is he in the space shuttle?
He's outside
I mean, isn't
of his
that
house. It's windy.
Yeah, there's a little bit of wind in the background. He's outside taking a video.
He's not a professional podcaster like you.
I guess not.
Yeah, he doesn't
the
have a
windscreen.
microphone. Yeah.
Or the condom, the mic condom that we have. Chew, do you agree with what he's saying?
Yes, to a certain extent. I think they don't let guys develop because they're impatient. I mean, I look at my career. I mean, I wasn't really ready until my fourth year, and they were patient with me. I don't know if they would have been as patient today. You know,
Probably
6th round
not.
pick.
Probably not.
It probably would have shuffled me through, and I came very close to getting cut as it is.
Well, wait, you have talked about how they're not patient with quarterbacks.
Yes.
You had asked us if they would have kept Brett around now, given what he posted then.
I don't think he would have been a Packer. I think he would have had to go somewhere else because if you look at his numbers very early, they were terrible.
He's throwing 22 picks in a year. Is that bad?
That's not good. But they almost did replace him, and I told you guys about the meeting they had where Holmgren sat with the staff and Gruden lied. Well, he didn't lie. He's just a worm.
He lied to
So they
lied
were
to you and
thinking
Brett.
about doing. Well, he went up to Brett after the meeting. After Gruden, I think there were 3 coaches out of 12 that said, yeah, let's go with Burnell and replace him. And then Gruden comes up, Brett, man, I had your back. He didn't know that Mooch was on the payroll. You know, so I agree with them, yes, to a certain extent.
So-
they are very impatient with.
Well, so I don't know if this is more coaches or just fans, because the beginning part of that clip is he saw a headline where this rookie struggles in minicamp, right?
Yeah.
And at least for the Packers, from the Packers' perspective, they've had 2, one practice each of the last 2 weeks open to the media where. If you really want it, Pete Doherty has the passing numbers, the passes and completions in competitive sessions for Jordan Love. He put it on a piece, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. You can find it there. So if you're looking for that information, you can find it. But I don't know. Like, if you struggle in a practice, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But are you going to just completely shut down if somebody goes, oh, so-and-so struggled in practice?
Well, so that's what I was going to say, Gabe, is he says it's one of the reasons guys are scared to try a new pass rush move in one-on-ones in practice, which is when you should be working on your pass rush moves because they're scared that somebody is going to film it and put it online. My frustration is on the other side of it. They keep shrinking the availability time for media. They keep taking away your opportunities to talk to guys, to get to know them, to get their stories out there. there. So what are we talking about here? Would we close practice, or do we trust that the people who are covering these teams, the Jason Wildes, the Matt Schneidmans, the Rob Domofskis, etc., are capable of saying, we're looking at it through the prism of it's practice. We're looking at it through the prism of we expect there to be growing pains. We expect there. It's like my daughter down in the basement working on her gymnastic skills, right? Honey, you're not going to hit it every single time, and that's okay. Give yourself the opportunity to go out there and do it again. Now, if the whole family is watching, she's a little more self-conscious, right? She wants to nail the skill. She wants, but to Gabe's point, you should be able to handle those eyeballs. You've done it in college. You did it all along. You know what I mean? Like, you should be able to handle it.
It's different, though, Jen, when you're getting paid. It's different because you know that you can get cut, and then all of a sudden, oh, my God. What do
your
I do now?
livelihood?
Yeah, sure. College, you know, even though they say a scholarship is year to year, which isn't really true, in college, you're like, I got 4 years here. You know? I just remember stressing back in the day because I was a third tight end, 6th-round pick, you know. A pretty good college player, but I needed time because I came to the Packers at like 2:38.
But were you stressing because the media was there, or because fans were watching and somebody was going to put a video on Twitter that showed you screwing up a route or screwing up a block, and then somebody saying this guy's a bum? Was that at all in your mind?
I was afraid of Holmgren because I was just one of the guys he would yell at, you know, and I just. It took a while to figure out how this thing works. The biggest adjustment for me as a rookie was like, oh, you're not down when you fall down? I remember getting my ass chewed.
So that's the different rule, college versus the NFL.
It's just the NFL is like, go, you know, go. You got to fly. And I've told you this before. I had to learn, Jen, to play almost out of control. You have to play just to the point where you're under being out of control, if you guys understand that.
So what comes to mind for me, guys, is the Tua Tagovailoa video that went viral. Was it just last year? It must have been when Tyreek Hill joined the team. The team
played on Get Up like 7,000 times.
The team puts it out there, I think, on their social media channels, trying to say, like, look at this beautiful ball from Tua to Tyreek Hill. And everybody was like, why did Tyreek have to come back to the ball? Oh, Tua underthrew him. And then the narrative was, again, that this was evidence that Tua stunk. Is that what JJ's referring to?
Look,
do we not want to be posting videos of, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out what the solution here is. Because again, in principle, I agree with JJ Watt, which is to say, like, give these guys time to develop. But I actually don't think there's anyone out there who is watching OTAs or taking, like you were saying, who's the person who aggregates this? Is it Domofsky, or is it, who's the writer that you said has
Pete Doherty.
Pete Doherty. Is there somebody who's looking at that and based on that information, placing their bets for the outcome of the 2023-2024 Packers season?
No, I mean, I'm sure there are fans out there, yes. But fans are going to literally overreact to everything. That's what fans do. And I understand it's probably more difficult now to try to navigate some space because, Chewy, when you were practicing, you didn't have to worry about somebody who had a camera in their pocket that could just do that and then put it on social media for everyone to see. And as we've talked about this week, like most of the comments online are going to be negative about you. So if Lucas Van Ness gets pancake blocked, the Packers wasted their first-round pick. Like it's tough to navigate that space and not look at those comments. But what JJ said there also...
Yeah.
That's what the money's for.
But the coaches, and they make mistakes, have to know when this young player or third or second, that's the best they're going to get. You know, when they peaked out. That's what they get. Because like Zach Wilson in New York, been there 2 years.
Yeah.
And they're already writing him off.
Well, but there the hope is that Rodgers can kind of be a stopgap until they can get him up to speed.
The tough thing for coaches and scouts and things like that is guys peak at different times. My roommate at Boston College was Mr. Ohio, running back. Mr. Ohio. Like,
a lot of really good football players have come from Ohio.
Going to come in and set the world on fire, you know, and it made me feel a little insecure because I'm like, I was the last scholarship given at Boston College. I'm like... Oh, I'm Mr. South Deerfield. You know, Mr. That guy didn't play one play. Not one play in college. He sucked. because he peaked out when he was 18 years old. That's the best he was going to get. I peaked out probably 26, but when I first came here, I was a stiff.
I guess I would say that in addition to all of the physical drills and all of the work that you put in from a physical standpoint on the field, and the coaches and whatnot collecting those data points, Gabe, I think there's value in seeing how the guys handle the shuttering of the cameras, the video cameras who are filming you at practice, the reporters with their little spiral notebooks out taking notes for every. I think that helps because there's going to be pressure. You think it's tough when there's 40 reporters at practice and you're worried about what they're going to write about or what they're going to post on their podcast? Try when 80,000 people are watching in the stadium and X number more million people are watching at home. You need to know how these guys are going to handle those eyeballs.
You need to know how you handle pressure. That's part of playing in the NFL.
And that's what's so tough about being young, which this Packer team is, because you do not know everything, right? So, all right, I'm not worrying about the crowd anymore, but I'm worrying about on ZN, do I convert cover 7 to the outside? And you get that in year 4 or year 5. You don't get it in year 2.
But also, how do you deal with that?
It's hard.
But how do you also then deal with any sort of negative feedback? Because, you're not going to play perfect games. And in fact, the majority of the salary that you make comes from media coverage.
Yeah.
Comes from ESPN and CBS and Fox and Amazon Prime and NBC willing to give billions of dollars to the NFL so you can make all this money. It's all part of the ecosystem, man. This is what you signed up for. I know you wish it could just be ball and you just go out there and play. That's not the reality of the situation.
See, when I played and there was no social media, there were no camera phones, there weren't 40 reporters reporting. Everything was blamed to the quarterback. Oh, you threw a pick? Quarterback's fault. Quarterback's fault. Now it's like, this receiver ran the wrong route. Or he took it. Who ran the out route? The playbook, there isn't an 18-yard out route. I was laughing because Rodgers was laughing, too. I forget who the dude was.
I think it was Samori Torre.
An 18-yard out route, and Rodgers is like this, when can I get rid of the ball?
Was that the Kurt Warner thing that we were watching last year when he was breaking down the route tree?
That was something. I think that was the Buffalo game that Chewy brought that up. They were trying to. Samori Torre just ran an 18-yard out, and Rodgers eventually just threw it out of bounds at where it was supposed to be because he couldn't hold on to it for any longer.
I guess I don't know exactly what JJ has an issue with. Is it the way that this headline was worded? Rookie has rough practice in his first week of OTAs. Are we supposed to change the expectations because it is a rookie, because it is the first week? Should it just say rookie attends first week of OTAs? It's Memorial Day. Do you know what I mean? What exactly is the responsibility of the reporters when also reporting on this? Because again, fans are insatiable. Fans want every single detail, every single nugget, so that then they can process where their team stands and how they're going to stack up and how they'll compete against the other teams that are on their schedule. So this is one of those things where, what's the solution, JJ? If your solution is to shut down practice, I'm out. I'm out on that. They've already shrunk availability. They've already shrunk our ability to see what is going on at these practices. Is it that headline writers are kinder and gentler? Because to me, that sounds disingenuous. What is the solution to what JJ poses as an issue here?
But if somebody struggles, who cares? Like he said, any athlete at literally any level has never had 1,000 perfect practices in a row. He said it himself that he has struggled at times in practice. There are practices where you're going to struggle a little bit. Who cares? You bounce back the next
But
one.
I'll go back to what Jason said years ago about Jordan Love and comparing him to Aaron, where when Aaron was a rookie or first, Jason saw things like, okay, wow, that was a really nice throw. But he had 10 other bad ones. And then what's he say about Jordan Love? He's like, I've never seen a throw where it's like, wow. That's what keeps young guys and rookies around.
Those kind of those really good stuff.
Yeah, just
that
show
potential.
one play that's like, oh my God, he looked like a 10-year receiver there making a play. And that's enough. See, what kept me around is I caught everything. I was in a crowd, but I caught everything. And that's what kept me around.
I guess the solution that I come back to, Chew, is don't be discouraged. If you're the athlete, and I know JJ was probably talking to fans and talking to people who consume the NFL, but I think the solution here is for the guys who are practicing not to let that stuff bother them. So somebody writes an article or a headline saying, rookie has tough practice in his first week of OTAs, so what? So what? It goes back to that idea of growth mindset.
Yeah.
This is when you're learning. This is when you're getting better. You cannot be, quote unquote, afraid to work on your pass rush moves. You cannot be scared that somebody's going to film something, because I think the general understanding is it's practice, Allen Iverson.
Doesn't matter what age you are. Low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. That's where Mentality comes in. Local healthcare facility specifically dedicating to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Kevin is the founder and CEO of Mentality. He was tired, groggy, just didn't feel like himself, didn't have the energy to get through his day. He's a CEO, he's a busy guy. Couldn't quite figure out why, didn't get the right answers from his doctors. Turns out it was low testosterone. So he created Mentality. And Mentality can work for you too. If you have some of those symptoms, tired, groggy, just don't feel like yourself, don't have that energy to attack your day, that could be low testosterone. And it's easy to find out if it is. You contact Mentality, lowtusa.com, book an appointment, get a blood panel done. Within a week, they get that blood panel back to you. And if your testosterone levels are low, they start a customized testosterone treatment just for you. Start feeling like yourself again. Go to lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Learn more about Mentality and their low testosterone treatment at lowtusa.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Pretty typical stuff right now for a Friday morning. We're looking at northbound 43 with a bit of a backup from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Capitol. Northbound 41's heavy from Highway 18 all the way up to about Swan Boulevard. Other than that, eastbound 94, maybe a quick tap of the brakes through the Stadium interchange, and westbound 894 between Loomis and 60th Street, where you're going to see those delays. Traffic is brought to you by the Club at Lac La Belle, the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin. Schedule your tee time at club@laclabelle.com and start your journey. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Partly cloudy with an isolated inland pop-up thunder shower. A high of 82 at the lakefront, 90 inland. Then tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 62. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Sportsbook time. It is our favorite topic, and nobody better to chat with than Director of Sportsbook at Potawatomi Casino Hotel himself, Justin Arnett. Justin, thanks for joining us. Tell us what's happening at the Sportsbook this week.
Thanks for having me, Jen. It's always nice to talk with you. Sportsbook, it's NBA and NHL finals time. But, we just keep on rocking. We just keep taking bets and staying busy.
Kiosks available 24/7 on site. You can find them just off the Skywalk. You guys are making it so easy for people to place their bets and to win big. I've been in the sportsbook. Super easy setup. But what if someone has not been there yet? How would you tell them to get there and make those bets?
Well, the best thing to do would probably be come down to the actual sportsbook counter and talk to our ticket writers or our supervisors. We're happy to help. We know it's new to the area for a lot of people, and, it can be intimidating, but it's really, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy.
And what I always tell people is, if you don't feel comfortable walking into Potawatomi and even talking to somebody, just go to the website, paysbig.com. You can navigate over to the sportsbook session. There's helpful links and tutorials that will guide you through. You can even build your bet ahead of time on the website, and then you can go to Potawatomi with the QR code that will be generated and then place your bet there at the kiosks. To me, that's you guys recognizing this is a bit of an intimidating situation for some people. We want to make it as comfortable as possible, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that QR code, build your own bet, bring your own device thing, we call it. It's super cool and easy. We have a lot of people that they go to the URL, they have all these bets teed up, so they come in, they just scan those, get the bets printed, and they're on their way.
And I know that you guys are hiring across multiple departments.
Yeah, we're always growing and hiring. We're hiring in the sportsbook right now. We also have tons of food and beverage jobs coming up. We're opening up this really cool concept called Rock and Brews. We got all these job fairs coming up, so go check them out on the website and come in if you want to join the team. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You can find full details on all the recruitment, event, and everything sportsbook related at paysbig.com.
Football guy.
I don't care how irritated you are that Jesse did that. The fact that it led to your imitation of me is more than sufficient payoff.
Football guy.
It's you.
Coming at it from different views.
Girls! I didn't know that I did that, but I guess I do.
Go to the grocery store. We'll stop at Fleet Farm.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And then you have Raj, who I didn't think he just didn't have the body type of a right tackle.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. Who the hell are you talking about?
What's his name? Yash.
Raj?
Like, I was thinking, okay,
Who's Raj? You tell us, buddy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
We have a text chain here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy that we share all of our ideas, suggestions, stories, segment ideas, all that stuff.
2 of them.
We don't have 2 text chains.
Chewy, you want to
One
start our own
text-
chat?
Yeah.
No, we have one text chain.
I would love to see the two of you have a text
Why,
chain.
are you voice text too?
No, but
No.
he's...
I don't spell check. I just fire.
Between the two of you, if you took a screenshot, nobody would be able to understand what any texts
That's a very
were.
good point. Sun drop. Yesterday.
Yeah, what was Sun
Who
Drop?
knows? I love that Gabe
Surrey
was like,
sucks.
Well, first of all, her name... Well, maybe that's why it sucks, because you're using Surrey instead of Siri.
Surrey.
It's not Surrey?
The tweet that Gabe sent out yesterday has since been deleted.
What?
I know. It's a bit of a
What?
X-Files conspiracy theory thing here. The U.S. Air Force tested an AI-enabled drone that was tasked to destroy specific targets. A human operator had the power to override the drone, so the drone decided that the human operator was an obstacle to its mission and attacked him. Gabe is very, 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 very anti-robot.
Yes, and this is why. This is why. The AI figured out that it wanted to do its mission so bad that the way to do its mission was to kill the humans.
On the other side, Chewy has invested in robot burger flippers.
Because I asked you, does it flip burgers? Because I want one. It's cool,
Here's
but
the
we're all
quote,
going to die.
Chewy. We trained the system. Hey, don't kill the operator. That's bad. You're going to lose points if you do that. So what does it start doing? It starts destroying the communication tower that the operator uses to communicate with the drone to stop it from killing the target.
Gabe, can I tell you something?
What's that?
You got. That's just not real.
What?
What?
Why was the tweet deleted?
You think
Because
that's
the
why I was?
government
Well,
doesn't
that's why I
want
was
anyone to know.
No.
Big
Brother's listening.
I don't have confirmation it's not real, but I can tell you there's a reason I saw this story going around. We're all really afraid of AI. It's the big hot
Except
thing.
for Chewy.
I can tell you this. I have a CIA buddy.
Investing in it.
I have an ex-CIA buddy that says they're doing things now or 5 years ago that we still don't even know about.
Of course, no, obviously.
Yes.
But so I think this this tweet was deleted rather, Joshy, because the U.S. Air Force got by the robot. Okay? I think that's what happened, and they don't want people knowing that.
I mean,
this is very, very bad. This is bad. The robots are so smart that they can take out the humans even when they're incentivized not to take out the humans.
Yeah, but Terminator was such a good movie.
Do you want to live, Terminator?
Gabe?
No! I'm out on living in Terminator. We've been over this. I don't want, yes, I will take the ability, and would it be cool to time travel? Sure.
Yeah.
But if time travel comes with AI bots that want to kill me, time travel ain't worth it, pal.
Would you go forward or back?
Well, so I just watched, this is so coincidental that you guys
Back
bring
to
this
the
up. I
Future?
literally just watched About Time yesterday. That's the movie where all the men in the family have the ability to travel in time.
Yeah.
But he realizes at one point when he travels prior to his child's birth that when he goes back to present day, he has a different child. And his dad explains to him that exact sperm and that exact egg made that exact child. And if you change anything prior to your child's birth, you change those variables and end up with a different child. It was fascinating stuff. So no, I don't want to go back in time. I love the kids that I have. I would be devastated if something I did contributed to not having those children. However, I'm wondering how much money you think you can make from the robot revolution, because I could make an argument that it's not enough. Okay? Like any amount of money that you are going to make from investing in these robots going forward is not enough to justify the, deterioration, extinction? What word am I looking for of the human race?
Extinction.
Annihilation.
Yes. Extinction is the correct
All
word.
of these work.
Extension.
All of these are good. They all are perfect.
I don't understand why you guys are laughing. This is no laughing matter. This is serious.
Laughing
crap.
because I'm terrified. It's a defense mechanism, Gabe. Obviously, all of our other defenses are going to fall short when it comes to the robot revolution.
This is your fault.
This is so cool.
This is your fault because of people like you.
What if you could have a robot go to work for you? That'd be cool.
People are terrified
what do you mean?
of that.
You just
They
don't
don't
have a job,
They don't pay
Dennis.
you. They don't.
I don't have bleep you money like you that I've got to fall back on.
No. We need to unpack this. How do you think it works, buddy? The robot, they pay the
They
robot.
clone it. They clone me, but it's really a machine.
They don't pay you.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Because I own the robot.
Why would you own the robot?
Why would
if
they
just
Because I don't
cloned
want to
you?
work.
Why don't they just make their own robot to do the job? That's what people are afraid of.
Premature.
Is it?
No, because you just put out all of the fast food people with your robot burger flipper.
Chewy, you're against us.
I am.
Yeah, you are. In the robot revolution, I mean, you're going to be on the winning side, but they're also going to kill you.
Yeah,
so
eventually.
That's what this is saying. 800-990-3776. That is your Q2 call. It is time to play the Week in Rechew here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. 800-990-3776. We are looking for an over. We are looking for an under. Somebody who thinks that Chew knows what he's doing and somebody who knows that he actually doesn't. 800-990-3776.
heading into the weekend, there's nothing that goes better, whatever you're watching. If it's the basketball, if it's hockey, maybe you're watching some golf, some baseball. Nothing goes better with sporting events while you're sitting back on the couch, kicking back on a weekend, than pizza. And that's where Screamin' Sicilian comes in. Screamin' Sicilian premium craft pizza that's so screamin' good. And they have so many different varieties. They have the thin and crispy. They now have these Screamin' Sicilian I'm stuffed crust pizza. If you want 2.5 feet of cheese stuffed in the crust of your pizza, that's the way you go. Or maybe you just want the OG, the regular Screamin' Sicilian, the premium craft pizza that is so, so good. The tasty, delicious pizza with tons of toppings. So many different solutions, so many different things just within the Screamin' Sicilian brand. It's no wonder that Palermo's is Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Everything's looking a lot better now. We do have a little bit of a backup on 43 northbound coming out of the North Avenue area up past Keith. Northbound on 41, a little bit tight out of the Zoo interchange up past Swan Boulevard. But overall, we're looking pretty good. All the southbound routes are looking great through the construction zone. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Partly cloudy with an isolated inland pop-up thunder shower. A high of 82 at the lakefront, 90 inland. Then tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 62. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. It's time to stock up for your weekend celebrations and get a free Summerfest ticket. Whether you need a couple of cases, a cold half barrel, a great bottle of wine, your favorite craft beer, or hard-to-find liquor, you'll find it at Discount Liquor, all at the lowest prices in town. Stop in and receive a free Summerfest ticket when you purchase 2 12-packs of 16-ounce Miller Lite or Coors Light cans, or 1 12-pack any Vizzy Hard Seltzer or Arnold Palmer spiked half and half. It's the world's largest music festival, and you'll be there compliments of Discount Liquor. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee and on Barstow in Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store in Milwaukee again. See us for your free Summerfest ticket and have a happy and safe weekend from all of us at Discount Liquor.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
This is going to be interesting, so pay attention.
Mountains and trees, ducks and hunting dogs, dinosaur bones, meteorites, steel that's carved like the leather stirrups on a western saddle, Damascus steel like they make swords out of, carbon fiber, hardwood.
Manly things.
Hardwood. You already said that. I know. I just like the sound of it. Hardwood. It does have a nice ring to it.
Ring. I see what you did there.
I'm sorry, I got us off track.
Kessler's has wedding bands for men.
Real men.
Made of manly things.
He wants you to wear a big, beautiful diamond so that everyone you meet will know how much he loves you.
Why not insist that he wear something equally cool?
You'll tell your grandkids about the day you went shopping for this wedding band at Kessler's when they ask,
"Where did you get such a cool ring? And what is it made of?"
Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. And you know, there's more to being a local Wisconsin bank than perfectly pronouncing Oconomowoc or Waukesha. Or is it Waukesha? But rest assured, at Great Midwest Bank, we understand the local community and economy because we're a part of it. At GMB, we provide customized lending products that others just can't offer. Experience a hometown banking difference. Head to greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Magoo's on the Mound is your game day headquarters. Located on 59th and Blue Mound, just minutes from the ballpark. Magoo's has food options for everyone and a vast selection of craft beers and cocktails. Enjoy some drinks and watch all the games with your buds. Or stay entertained with pool, darts, trivia, poker, or live music. Plus, Magoo's on the Mound offers plenty of free parking and shuttles to all home games for the crew. Check out their food and drink menu as well as upcoming events at magoos.biz. That's magoos.biz.
Think you know the show better than the average ESPN Milwaukee fan? Now's your chance to prove it. It's time to play The Week in Rechew.
It is the best time of the week.
For you.
Crack open that brain of yours.
Jen hates Thursdays but loves Fridays.
I don't hate Thursdays. I like trivia. So I learn something every Thursday when we do the top 8 at 8.
How bad you are?
Well, obviously, what a jerk face you are.
National Say Something Nice Day was yesterday.
Loud and clear. Coming through loud and clear. Our over for today is Mike in Franklin. Our under for today is Teddy in Watertown. Gabe, how are you feeling? Ashton isn't even here to enjoy his wares.
He isn't.
He's doing laundry.
And I was not.
Sorry.
I don't get that joke.
What stage of his dating is he in right now?
Louise.
Yeah, come on, guys.
That's a lot of
Let's figure it
explanation
out.
for a joke. Anyway.
I mean, come on.
Am I right, though, Josh?
No, you're not.
Josh isn't going to come back again. You're making your own. All right. So I was not here for
Monday.
I think for Tuesday. So I don't think I was here for two of these questions.
Oh, we weren't here Monday.
Boy, so you only got 4 days to choose from.
Yeah, so you would think that this would be better, but we'll find out how Chewy does. We begin with question number 1. What was our pal Sophia Minert referring to here?
Not my favorite.
Yeah.
Not my
The
favorite.
sandwich. The Cuban.
We're off to a great start.
Yes.
Amazing.
Okay.
1-0.
So that was, I feel like the audio itself was tough, but you could hear yourself agreeing with it, and that's kind of what tipped you to the answer.
I won.
You have to get, you got to get 2 more.
No,
for-
with
oh.
Ashton, how he said it's
the
number
sandwich.
1 sandwich. I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
You were ranking Tampa's favorite things earlier this week. Can you remember what number 3 was on your list? Here's the audio first.
At Tampa Bay, it is the Tampa Bay box.
The Lightning.
The Lightning, and then...
What's number 3?
Naked Island.
Holy
We're off to a hot start.
moly.
I
Off to a
love
hot
when my
start.
wife stands on the front of the boat at Naked Island and has binoculars, and I'm like, what are you doing? Seriously.
I thought that was going to be.
I thought that was going to be very different. I thought you were going to say when she's naked.
Oh, no. But she's always like, come here, look. He doesn't have a donger. Like Angie put.
It's like a penis, only smaller.
Yes, exactly. Is that bro? Is that the Blammer?
All right, we're off to a great start.
Wow. All he has to do is get one of
He's
these
gotta
last
get one of the
three
last
correct
three.
for Mike to win.
This one starts with the audio clip.
What is?
Oh, their eyes are in the side of their heads?
What animal were you referencing?
Gargoyles?
Oh, come on. What is?
Oh, their eyes are in the side of their heads? Eyes are in the side of their head.
Now, this is a Tuesday conversation.
Yeah, I
that
was
we
not
had.
here.
I have no idea.
The answer is a horse. Apparently, you were talking about a horse.
Remember the horse? The ponies got loose in the Elm Grove parade.
Oh, yeah.
Caused chaos.
So
and then
take
you
me
made your
through this.
horrible.
When you hear eyes on the side of their head, you decided not to guess any animals you knew with eyes on the side of their head.
No, I just go, I immediately
But theirs
go
are on
to
the front.
I immediately
Famously.
went to Jackie Kennedy Onassis, whose eyes are like really, really wide. You know how people have like
bug eyes?
Why their eyes are like on the sides of their head? That's where I went. Because my dad always said, never trust someone whose eyes are too close together.
But this is far apart.
So I do the opposite.
I did love that after you told us that you don't trust horses because of their eye placement, that Ashley was like, well, what about fish? Fish's eyes are famously on opposite sides of their head. You were like, yeah, no, they're fine.
I wonder how my brain works.
Not a lot of consistency there.
What am I, 2-1?
You're 2-1, so you just got to get one of the last two. Still got a little bit of a lead to play with. I feel like, again, I was not here for this one either. I feel like this could be a tough one.
There's no way.
Because you don't get an audio clip. What is the name of the Harry Potter house you could not remember earlier this week?
So go through the Harry Potter houses.
The maroon shirt is Gryffindor. Hufflepuff. Was it Hufflepuff?
Gryffindor.
He's always so close, but like just...
Hufflepuff.
Slytherin.
And we even gave you a clue on this that day. Do you remember what the clue was? Because that'll help you with the answer.
Do I get the clue or no?
No.
Bush.
Play the audio.
Oh, the Raven? Ravenclaw.
Now, we gave him an awful lot of the information there. So now,
Ravenclaw.
Joshy,
I always forget
do you want to know how we got on that topic?
I would love to.
Tuesday seems like it was a wild show.
We were talking about Adrian Griffin. And then
So Gryffindor became up?
Yes.
Actually, that makes sense.
Yes.
That 100% makes sense. I understand.
The most linear thinking I've seen from Chew in a while.
Makes
All
a
right,
lot
give
of
me-
sense. All right, so much like the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals,
Yes.
you had a chance at a sweep, and now you've blown it. You got to do it in the final game. And this one starts with the audio clip. I think it's
I
pretty
thought
split.
this was very interesting, even though I didn't read it. Come on.
What article were you referring to having not read?
just think about this week, Chew. Come on.
What day?
That's my voice in there, so I believe this was Wednesday.
One more time.
I think it's pretty
I thought
split.
this was very interesting, even though I didn't read it.
What article are you referring to having not read?
In fairness, he hasn't read any of the articles.
Gauss Faust.
We keep sending them in the text chain. They
What
go
article?
unclicked.
Yes. There's a big article this week.
I have no idea.
Speaking of horses, you can really lead a horse to water.
Not supposed to, but jeez.
The Aaron Rodgers article in The Athletic, where he had all the quotes.
He doesn't even remember.
I don't even remember
We
that.
talked about it for 45 minutes.
Jen was all fired up. She
What
didn't want
was
to
he
talk about
talking
I wanted to
Rodgers.
stick chopsticks in my earballs.
Oh, where he was attacking the pack.
Fire Goody or trade me.
That was a hard one.
Even harder when you don't read it.
Oh, gosh. I choked, huh?
He did. That was a big choke.
That was choke.
That was choke.
The first two.
Holy cats.
And you peed down your leg.
I know, or in my sandal.
Of course, if you have athlete's foot,
I'm good.
You're good
day
for that.
for you. So Teddy is our big winner today. Teddy took the under in the week in Reach-U. Teddy wins our ESPN Milwaukee prize pack. Are you guys ready for a new career? Potawatomi Casino Hotel is hosting a hiring jam session for the new Rock and Brews restaurant. If you've been to Potawatomi, you have seen the signage. You have seen the walls there where the Rock and Brews restaurant is going. Well, now you can work there. Meet your future team members at the Tailgate House at AmFam Field on June 12th, June 14th, and June 15th. Go ahead and mark your calendar, the 12th, the 14th, and the 15th at AmFam Field at the Tailgate House. But here's the hook. And I actually kind of love this because why waste anybody's time? If they think you're good for the job, if they think you should get the job, you're going to get the job right then and there at the Tailgate House at AmFam Field. It is time to rock and roll and build your new future. Apply today at careers.paysbig.com. Careers.paysbig.com.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry. Ridgetop Exteriors is Wisconsin's #1 choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors. We are the trusted local experts who live and work in the areas we serve, which means we're helping friends and neighbors too. On top of that, Ridgetop Exteriors offers the most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Your next success begins with University of Maryland Global Campus. For more than 75 years, UMGC has been giving working adults the affordable, accredited online education you need to reach the future you want. Because the path to success is different for everyone, we offer more than 125 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, along with personalized support and lifetime career services. Our 100% online and hybrid courses let you learn in the way that fits your schedule. No-cost digital materials replacing most textbooks, affordable tuition, and financial resources make UMGC accessible. You know what it feels like to succeed? We'll help you succeed again. Get started on your education this summer. Online undergraduate courses start June 14th. Programs available in many of today's most in-demand fields, including business, cyber, healthcare, and more. Gain the career-relevant skills you need to reach your goals. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
Football, family, and whatever this is.
He's running from
a
the
segment, not a
CGL
show.
stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to. You think I want to continue down the path in the semifinal loss?
It's not a semifinal
See?
loss. There's 4 teams in the whole damn league. You can't call it a semifinal. It's just a game against one of the 4 teams.
The intensity picked up big time last night. Can I read you some texts?
No.
Listen to Scalzo and Brust weekdays from 4 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, for a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's, flavor is our family's business.
There's only one place in Milwaukee where every day of the year, dreams and reality get together for a great time. Where you can walk in a player and walk out a winner. That place, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. With fantastic dining, gaming, sports betting, a luxurious hotel, and endless ways to win, the excitement never stops. The only thing missing is you. Your win is waiting. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Visit our website to learn more. Must be 21 to enter casino.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Unbelievable that they ran all over this vaunted defense, this elite defense.
What Kool-Aid?
Why? It was poop Kool-Aid, and we gobbled it down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
We have been known to try some pretty weird things here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. What comes to mind? The ice cream flavors, the Little Debbie ice cream flavors. We did that taste test.
That wasn't weird.
Snake.
We did the snake sausage.
Crickets.
We did it was crickets, right? Or was it grasshoppers? I can never remember.
I didn't consume them, so you'll have to tell me.
Such a baby.
They're crickets.
We had crickets. How do you guys feel about the new viral trend of the hash brown sandwich at McDonald's, which is a hash brown, McFlurry ice cream, hash brown?
I feel
salty sweet?
Yes.
I feel like people have done that for years with the Frosty, where they'll get fries from Wendy's and dip the fries in the Frosty.
Ooh, I kind of think I like this better. Like an ice cream sandwich with the hash browns. The issue with the hash browns is, of course, they're always way too hot when you get them.
Yeah, you need to have the little sleeve they come in. You need to have that for protection of your own hand.
I want to eat it right away because I really enjoy the McDonald's hash brown, but then it obviously takes away from the experience when it burns the first layer of your tongue off.
I don't care. It's too good. They're better hot. What can I say?
100%. They're way better hot. But I'm trying to figure out how the heat affects the McFlurry is what I'm trying to say. Like,
I'm concerned about the McFlurry. How are you getting it from the cup onto the hash browns? And it seems very runny.
That's actually not what we should be worried about. We should be worried about finding a McDonald's location.
That their ice cream machine actually works.
Ding. That's hard. It's very difficult to find a McDonald's where the ice cream machine works. You know how many times I try to order a little vanilla cone for my kids and they're like, sorry, the ice cream machine is down. Again? But Chew, would you try this? Like if I bring this in on Monday, if I bring in hash browns and McFlurries, could we try the McFlurry?
I would try it.
Typically, I would say no because I wouldn't trust that
I
it
don't
would
like
get
when
to
they
me
get
on time. But Jen
soggy,
drives
though.
so fast that she'll get it to us within plenty of time before the ice cream melts.
What I want is Ashton's. Are you guys chicken and waffles? I've never had chicken and waffles.
Are you serious?
Chicken and waffles legit.
Like
Delicious.
that sandwich he made sounds awesome.
Chicken and waffles legit.
There's a lot of places in town you can get chicken and waffles now.
Really?
Tupelo Honey is a place down the street you can get it. Oh, the new place, the Jason place. Help.
In the emerging harbor district.
Yes.
What's it called?
Is it a breakfast thing or is it a dinner or a
No,
lunch?
that's the great thing. There's a crossover.
We
It's a
hear
bit
the
of a
open for
crossover.
Jason every day.
But we're not really listening.
What's he say?
Well, he doesn't say it. It's in the open. It's one of the sponsors of Jason.
You bozos looking at me. I'm the new guy around here.
You're supposed to know the things we don't. It's part of Ashton's job.
Will it last? Will it take off? I don't think so.
Chicken and waffles? Yeah, I
No.
think so.
It's been around for a while, pal.
The hash browns and that sounds like a lot of work that you got to do yourself, though, right?
I went last weekend playing golf, stopped at the grocery store. So I left a little bit early, didn't take as long at the grocery store, and there's a Starbucks right there. So I'm like, I'll just grab a Starbucks and I'll have a coffee on my way to the golf course. Pull up. Sorry, our coffee machine isn't working.
What? No.
Yes.
That
Could
can't
not
be.
get a regular coffee. I could get whatever other fancy things that they had. I'm like, I'm not waiting for that.
Wait a minute. They didn't have coffee?
Yeah, I could not get just like their regular
black coffee.
medium black
Yeah.
coffee. Just could not do it. We don't have that. But your Starbucks.
What would that be for us? Our microphones don't work?
It's happened
Our
before.
headsets?
Yes.
Also happened before.
We can't function without. How
Microphones.
does Starbucks function without a working coffee maker?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Maybe there's so many people who are buying the other, like, foo-foo drinks that they can get away with not having regular coffee. Is it frou-frou?
No, it's just a funny thing you said.
I thought maybe I mispronounced fufu. It's literally 2 syllables, or they're the same one, but I don't
2
know.
letters.
Yeah. The Bridgewater Modern Grill is the restaurant that sponsors our Jason Wilde segments every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We went there for lunch last weekend, brunch. It is a lovely spot.
Did you
right
get the
there
chicken
on
and
the river.
waffles?
Dario did. He loved it.
Really?
He said it was a little spicy, though. He doesn't like spice, but it had a lot of the hot sauce on it.
What? Do you guys have the issue? For me, it's hard to consume them together, so I end up just eating the chicken and then the waffle.
But do you?
No, you get a good bite of the waffle with the chicken.
But are you putting maple syrup
Yes.
on the chicken?
Yes, you are. Yes, 1,000,000%
And the
you
chicken is crispy.
So good.
It's fried chicken.
Doesn't have bones in it.
My God, now I'm getting I'm having the salivating thing happening. I'm getting hungry. Yes, the chicken and waffles at the Bridgewater Modern Grill was very good. And you have to have the syrup with it. That's all part of the mouth experience.
It's the sweets kind of mixing, and it just kind of binds everything
I
together.
can't look past Eggs Benedict. Sorry.
What are you talking about?
That's fair.
If Eggs Benedict is on the menu, I'm not going to roll the dice with the chance that I don't like the chicken and waffles.
I think you're good. I think there's no Eggs Benedict at Bridgewater, so you guys should go there and get the chicken and waffles. I don't think that
Eggs Benedict is a go-to for me, just
I love
because
it.
if you're making breakfast at home, like Hollandaise isn't difficult. It's just labor intensive.
It is. So you're saying get it at the restaurant where you know they nail it.
Correct.
Here's what I will say. If they have the option of upgrading to like a crab cake.
Oh, yeah.
You ever had a crab cake
Yes.
Benedict?
100%.
Holy
Spinach.
moly. A spinach Benedict? What? No.
I'm missing the meat. Just leave me alone today, all right?
I think you're missing the point of brunch.
54. What do we got, Josh? 3 minutes?
You can leave if you want.
All right, see you later.
Oh my God, he's going to leave.
He's actually, what are you doing?
He didn't know. He didn't know.
He should have known.
No, I know full well. I just want to watch you two flounder now.
Rudy from Sheboygan weighing in saying if you put a little chicken grease in the waffle batter, it is chef's kiss. I never thought about that. A little chicken grease
So
in
that's
the
another way to kind of
waffle
meld
batter.
the flavors together.
See you, Chew. Have a great one. Enjoy your weekend. He's literally out.
Well, yeah, he got
3 minutes
permission to.
That's all he needs.
If somebody on the other side of the class tells him he can leave,
It's
guess
like
what he's going to do?
what did he say when the teacher doesn't show up 5 minutes after the class is supposed to start? He also took that as a permission to leave.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. It's fine.
No, you're not.
No,
you're,
I'm not.
You're not even a
I
little
like
bit sorry.
it. I like that
You're not
a
even
lot.
a little sorry that you excused Chewy from class early.
This is the point of the day where we would typically go back and check our polls. We didn't do any polls the last couple of days.
Just kind of get lost in
the sauce.
Yeah.
Not having Ashy here.
I wonder how fans, and maybe this is something we talk about next week, and considering the rate in which David Bakhtiari is saying things into microphones and onto shows, like how Packers fans feel about the state of David Bakhtiari, because he's been such a fan favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's connected with fans because of the beer chugging at Bucs games and the way he shows up and supports all these other things in the community. And he's been such a good player. Like he has had so much support. But now that he's kind of maybe said some things that would be unpopular with fans, I'm wondering how his popularity is.
Did you watch his press conference on Packers.com?
I did.
You watched the whole thing? Okay, so he had all of these like little inside jokes woven in. At one point, they were talking about the golf cart, and he said the painting was a gift, Todd. A line, obviously, from Wedding Crashers. Like, as long as he's doing those things, I think people still are going to have a soft spot in their heart for him. But Craig was very strong to the hole. Right? He was hard to the hole this morning saying, you got to get rid of somebody like that. Because maybe they're just like, they're just hiding their malcontent. And at some point, that malcontent is going to affect things negatively.
I think he's trying to make the best out of a bad situation, personally. Like he said in his press conference he's enjoying his time there, but if his ultimate goal is to win a championship, because every football player wants to win a championship, he knows he's not winning that championship here. He knows he's not going to be here next year. So it almost kind of becomes, especially when you've had the injuries that he's had, he's probably going, I don't know how many more years my knee's going to continue to hold up. It almost becomes a wasted year if his ultimate goal at this point in his career is to be on a team that can win a championship.
If you're David Bakhtiari, is there any part of you at any point, Gabe, that goes to the front office and says, can we make something happen here? Can we make a move? Can we, you know what I'm saying? Like, not the fire the GM or trade me type of ultimatum that we heard about earlier this week, but is there any part of him that says, is there anything we can do here?
And this is why you need to have a more open line of communication between you, the front office, and the veteran players. Like one of the things I think that Aaron Rodgers is 100% right on is the Packers' treatment of some of these veterans. Like, you have to be clear with David Bakhtiari, hey, here's our direction, man. And you got to make sure he's on board with that when you redid his contract, which they didn't need his permission to do because they were just shuffling the money around. You need to make sure he's on board. And that lack of communication, I think, is what's ultimately going to be the painful
But the point that you have made many, many times on this show, Gabe, is you know what you signed up for. He knows who this front office is. He knows how they operate. So at some point, expecting anything else is on him. Chewy left early. Wish I could have left early. Thanks for hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Wildy and Tausch is next. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you again soon.
Everything's looking great so far this morning. No major delays around the area. We've got full freeway speeds. Good start to the weekend. Traffic is brought to you by the Club at Lac La Belle, the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin. Schedule your tee time